Hey everyone here in the room. I'm Martim, and welcome to my TED student talk, Autism and How the World Perceives It. Now, I just want to start off this TED talk with a very simple and delicate introduction. Autism is not a disease. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of you out there just type, "What is autism?" and believe what the internet gives you and just calls it the truth. And I know some of you out there use autism as an insult. Why? What reason do you even have for that? My apologies. It's just that the internet has been giving so many negative stereotypes about autism that I had to release it to an entire crowd. My apologies. Now, some of you may be asking, hey, hasn't somebody already done this kind of talk before? And first of all, what are you, a diehard TED fan? And second, I'm going to be adding a little bit of originality to this one. So just sit tight and watch the show. But I know some of you don't even know what autism is. You don't even know what it is properly. So let me explain it to you. Autism stress disorder, or ASD, is a condition, not a condition, a mental disorder that affects people, that affects 1% of the population, that makes their brains operate in a different way. So imagine the world was populated by dogs. The 1% of the population would be cats. We're different animals, but we're still an animal. Same with autistic people. We have different things, but we're still human. Now, my life with autism was not the easiest, I'll tell you that much. You see, autism makes it so that you have more intellectual smarts. So you always have more success in the academic side. You do well on tests, you do well on projects, that sort of thing. But the thing is, you lack social studies. You lack social studies or street smarts. So you do not know what kind of shirt is hip, you don't know how to start a conversation and all that. And do you know what was the problem for little me? The whole world revolved around having more street smarts to keep yourself relevant and popular. So, yeah, I was not gonna have much friends, but I was lucky to have a few, and I'm happy for them supporting me. I'm not gonna mention them because one, we would be here all day, and two, you don't want the show to turn out boring, right? You don't know who these people are. You don't want the show to turn out like a Disney movie, a live action one, no less. So I'll just cut the yeah. Now picture this: you are in a classroom. You have people talking amongst themselves about the new soccer results and, "Oh, that guy's so pretty, I should ask him out," kind of deal, right? Does the noise bother you in any sort of way? I'm just asking. Now, maybe a lot of you would say no, and you'd be right to think that. I mean, it's easy. But for me, every single lie detector would have gone off if I said the exact same thing, because I'm in 90% of people that have with autism that have sensory hypersensitivity. God, it's a mouthful to say. Basically, we're more aware to the sounds around us. So we might feel this, or we might feel that, and all that. So if I was in that classroom, I would try to cover my ears and try to drown out the noise level by producing my own. It's harder for people like us with autism to deal with these kind of situations. It's harder for us. But you know what? Enough about me. You probably don't want me to ramble on my life story all about you, right? You don't want that. So let's catch you up with the main idea right here. Autism is perceived through the world with this single image. This one image describes it all. People think autism are emotionless geniuses. They think we autistic people are people that have no emotions. We're basically just robots. We have no emotions and we're super smart. But what they don't see is all of this down here. Depression, hyperfixation, difficulty forming friendships, anxiety, masking, perfectionism, difficulty with conversation, stimming, difficulty with change, meltdowns. And this word is important. Now, you may not know what that word means. I put away your phone. I know you have Google in there to try to search up the definition, but I can explain it to you, all right? Put it away. So, rejection sensitive dysphoria, or RSD if you want to shorten it, is a condition that affects mainly people with ADHD, but also a lot of people with autism. That makes it so that we feel more pain to failure and rejection. So imagine if you were not invited to a party. Normal people would walk it off, but we would feel more pain. And by more, I mean a lot more. It's hard it's hard for us to deal with rejection or failure. So even if we fail a test, we feel a lot more pain than all of you do. But here's a massive problem. I don't really see anyone addressing this situation as far as I know. As far as the research, I've not seen anyone really talk about it. In fact, scientists don't even know how many people with autism actually have this specific condition. Weird, right? So, and I think I know why. You see, whenever scientists or any sort of company try to address a situation, it's usually one that's shared in between anyone else, a coworker, themselves, or their office, which is why we never get addressed from this. We still don't know how many. But we do need to call out the culprit for this one. Do need to call out the culprit for their stereotyping. You want to guess who it is? Yep, the internet. There's been a lot of misinformation being spread online, especially on social media apps like Reddit or Instagram, that have led people to believe that the top of the iceberg is all that autism is. It's all they believe. And texting apps like Discord or WhatsApp has led to cyberbullying online, which has caused people to feel depression, self-harm, in fact, and maybe even suicide. And no, it's none of those ABI stories that you hear on VHS tapes with their fictional tropes. This happened to over 200,000 people a year. And it's not gonna end here. So let's just clear something up. The internet isn't all knowing, alright? Even if the internet gives knowledge, a lot of the knowledge that's given is also lies. So for example, because the sites that are made by other people are usually ones that never talk to an autistic person. For example, imagine someone made a site about autism. The site maker doesn't even know what an autistic person is, or hasn't even met one. So if you're one of those people, I have one thing to say to you: stop it, get some help. And also, if you want to make a site more provable, at least make sure that you know that you've talked to someone with these conditions, because otherwise you're just going to be spreading lies all over the internet that people are going to sort of believe. And the reason why a lot of you still believe this, though, is because you don't know the site maker. So just preface by saying, if you're going to get knowledge from the internet, at least get it from a site that's trustworthy, right? Get it from a site that you've gone to long enough and is approved and has all the conditions met. Because otherwise, you're going to be reading lies. Oh, and so that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this TED student talk, and I hope this ends up becoming a great knowledge beacon for all of you that the internet cannot provide. Good night, everybody.